It was amazing. I get a chance to bring the culture back to the culture. There's so many times that we forget live, great music and hip hop, specifically in my age range. But I was able to bring the culture back to the culture. Something like James Brown or something like, a lot of fun and dancing and everybody was singing. So it was a great performance, and I'm so glad you guys had me.
I know you just dropped an amazing body of work like a month or so, a couple months ago. Are you on tour right now? Any upcoming projects we should know about?
Yeah, we're doing a lot of touring right now. We're headed to Afro-Punk Paris. We got Nice, France, and a few other places overseas. I'll be overseas for a month and a half. And then, yeah, we're doing even a date with Mary J in London. So it's a lot of stuff going on. But more than anything, we're sort of taking this hip-hop uh, sort of dance revival in some sort of tent way around the nation. And we're doing these moments called Church in the Wild, which I got inspired by when Jay started liking my music, to just sort of take the idea that they had with the song and take it to one step further into the culture, to make it really church in the wild, to show you what it's like to have those Aretha Franklin type chords over some trap beats, or a moment of James Brown over some Fetty Wap, whatever it is, you know what I mean? Just something that can sort of bridge the gap between almost a century of music.
Any questions from the audience?
Yes, I do have one. How are you? I'm a Mill Fuller from Wing Magazine.
My man,
Quick question. I got a chance to hear your latest work.
my man, thank you.
It sounds a little Baptist influence.
Yeah, yeah,
Alright.
it definitely is.
What's the inspiration behind your music when it comes to the church tone and tonality of it all?
You know what? I'm a preacher's kid, so if I was to come out and try to do anything else, it wouldn't be genuine. You know what I mean? All I know is where I come from. My dad was a pastor, mom missionary, and to this day, everybody that I look up to, Aretha Franklin, Ray Charles, everybody, Michael Jackson, Prince, everybody came from church. So instead of just modernizing or changing my sound, I just brought church to the street.
Okay, one last question.
Yeah.
How do you feel that you compete, fitting in this world of a lot of our rappers that do singing right now in this current generation?
You know what? A few people told me, "Hey, don't worry about it. You don't want to burn out too soon. The culture needs you. I want to be the first hip hop chaplain, the sort of Joel Osteen of the hip hop genre. So, in order to be spiritually involved in the community, I have to not worry about the money side, but how deep and how rooted I can have the community itself."
Thank you kindly.
No, no, you can.
Next question?
I know you performed at Voodoo Fest earlier in the year. Do you have a favorite thing about New Orleans about performing here?
I love New Orleans because it reminds me of my family. My family came from New Orleans. And during the Great Migration, migrated, my dad was born 1924, so during the Great Migration, migrating from the South to Chicago and changing Douglasville to Bronzeville because so many people was a part of that Great Migration. So because my dad was a part of that, and he had a church where right down the street was Louis Armstrong's house, and right down the street from that was Nat King Cole's house, and Josephine Baker, and all these sort of people that moved to Chicago to take their careers to the next level. So yeah, like New Orleans mattered to me more than anything because you get to dig deep into the culture of where black music really come from. It's not a Chicago sound. So anybody that would say, "Hey, you're a Chicago guy, this is Chicago," no, it's not. It's actually a sound that comes deep in our roots of jazz, blues, Negro spirituals, and stuff like that.
Next question?
Right here. You had quite a few collabos on your different projects. Can you talk a little bit about those? Or did you have any favorites, like on the
Yeah, you know what? Everybody was my favorite. I enjoyed everybody, honestly. And most of the people didn't even ask for much money or anything like that. They wanted a chance to sing over something that reminded them of their grandma, something that reminded them of good times, and just some music that reminded them of the best times of music. So yeah, it was Killer Mike was a part of that album. Michelle Williams did an amazing job. Brandy did an amazing job. DC Young Fly
Right.
was also in there preaching, almost like Richard Pryor.
Right.
You know what I mean? A really great moment. Kiki Wyatt, Donna Lawrence. So like as much as possible, next album I would like to do, Aretha Franklin, or finding ways to take people, our sound that was previously there, and bringing it back to the culture to make it in the forefront. I won't sing for you. This is what I do. I'll sing just a little. This is Stevie Wonder's favorite song. It's called Heaven. Mike Jack went moonwalking and never came back. Prince met the king. Aaliyah sent 4 pages back. A Feeny with Pac in heaven's ghetto. Paul Walker found it behind a pedal. And just like Nate Dogg, I pray the Lord that all my dogs go to heaven. Whether you get it from the good Lord or the drug Lord, everybody won't have it. Whether you get it from the bar, you're trying to raise the bar, everybody want a taste of heaven. Every great seem to die before their time or close their eyes while staring at their prime. The devil is a cop and the cop is a liar. I'll take the wings over the chariot of fire. Now the reason why I think that, and the song goes on to, bottles popped and it feels like heaven. Window seat to the top, I wanna see my heaven. I think that was his favorite song because I'm telling the story of how the greats that come from the church end up killing them. Them. Aretha, her whole life dealt with, is she a saint or a sinner? Michael Jackson, same thing. Prince, everybody. My dad said when I was younger, Michael Jackson was going to hell because he didn't sing gospel music. So all of these people deal with this. Whitney Houston. So as I try to take a stab at changing the culture, I have to remind myself that I have to protect the people that really brought something to the culture and not just feed the villains that's out there trying to tear it.
Thank you. Any more questions?
I don't know how Jay got my music, but Tidal is like extremely supportive. Like they go to the hood and look for kids and be like, yo, you want to sing? Okay, we're gonna do a video. They put the best crews behind like kids that just started yesterday, just to sort of give them that experience. So I don't know how you heard my music, but I was surprised that you liked it and got into even more to see his new album is even more spiritual. Like it's a shift in the sound, but there has to be a shift in the mission. And he really showed that in this album as well. Because everybody has said that they're doing a gospel album or a gospel influence or anything like that. But it's not about prostituting the sound just because they're churchgoers. It's about carrying the mission over and understanding that hip hop is having mental problems, mental breakdowns. People need support. Our biggest music is about killing yourself and all your friends being gone. So what we have to do is really work our hardest to just love on people, love on each other, and build this community again. So I don't know how he got it, but whatever's going on right now in the temperature, it's ready for somebody to come in and say, hey, listen, let's focus on what's important.
One more question to the back. For you, sweetie. Yes.
Hi, I'm Ashley. I just wanted to know, outside of music, is there anything else that you inspire you or anything else you're trying to work on?
Is there anything else I want to do outside of music? Yeah, you know what? I want to be the first hip hop chaplain. So like it's like Martin Reverend Run, but really focused on even more the spiritual side and connecting the streets. So when somebody go to jail or little homie is in jail because he did something, I'm there to go and pray with him or be there to talk to him. When Derrick Rose hurt his ankle, everybody's like, oh, get out of here. I'm there to say, hey, listen, I could be the hip hop chaplain for the NBA and let you know what these players are going through and mentally where they're at. They're not listening to Kirk Franklin. They're just not. They play basketball than anything else. You know what I mean? So it's somebody that can come in and give the balance, that can still talk to them and say, hey, listen, no, I got your back. Don't worry about it. All the way moving to 40 years down the line, being the first hip hop chaplain for the White House, being able to speak for different religions and speak for the hip hop culture in a way that's very spiritual.
Thank you so much, sir. We look forward to your next.
Thank you,
project.
guys. Thank you, guys.